Hey, what's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music again. Thanks for staying with me for another lesson. I appreciate it. I'm going to show you a little acoustic blues, specifically this little triad shape that's really easy to play, and you can really spice up your blues playing with it. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Also, I got 5 more hours of brand new acoustic blues stuff. The first comment is a link to that course, and I appreciate that extra support. But let's learn this right now. All right, so this concept's going to work great by yourself, but it also works really well playing with another guitar player. So let's take the 3 chords of the E blues, the 1 chord, which is called E7. A lot of different ways to play that. It's like an E chord with the ring finger off. Add the 3rd fret on the B if you'd like. A7, 2nd fret D, 2nd fret on the B. Add your pinky to the 3rd if you'd like on the high E. And then you have the B7 chord. A7 chord, E7 chord. Now, there's other things that go along with that. But I just wanted to start with those basic 3 chords and then show you a really easy fingering that we usually think of as a D7 chord. But we're going to use it as a substitution or addition to the 3 blues chords we just played. So for E7, all you have to do is just, be able to count up the alphabet. So if I took a D7 shape here, and I'm only going to play the 3 notes that my fingers are on. So if that's a D7, 1 letter up from D is E. So if I just slide it up a whole step, that's E7. Now you can kind of look at your fingers to see, kind of memorize where E7 is. And you could do it by looking at your ring finger on the 4th fret of the high E. Now that's very crucial for the turnaround in the blues, especially acoustic blues. But we also want to think of it as a chord that can complement this more deeper, lower registered E7 chord. So there it is. That's E7. Now the other chord of the acoustic blues, or just the 12-bar blues, is A7, which is this. Now if we just count it up from E up the alphabet until we got to A, that would be the A7 voicing. So here's E7. Now E to F on any instrument in music is a half step. So E to F's only a half step. So there's F7. Whole step up would be G7. And then another whole step would be finally A7. And so I can look and see, I can start to memorize that ring finger on the 9th fret with that D7 shape is an A7. And where's E7? The ring finger on the 4th. A7. And so then the 3rd chord of the blues is B7. So you just move this up a whole step. And so you can look and say, oh, ring finger's on the 11th fret. So that's B7. A7, E7. And my ear wants to hear that B7 turn around. Picking, strumming, sliding in. B7, A7, E7, and then I'll use this shape for the turnaround. So, if one guitar player is playing a you can play right along with that if he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, ba ba da da da. If it's the quick change, da 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 da. Right, and then right to the. So you can play right along with another guitar player and mix that in. Now, if you're playing it by yourself, you can do what I did, or just know that they're there, and then play some of the other basic blues that you know. So you could do something like this, E7, right? And then the A7. You also hear that in, you know, bending on the acoustic. Quick recap. The little D7 shape can be counted up, and then eventually you kind of memorize where it is. Like if, you know, someone was grooving on a G7, you know, not even in the key that we were just doing. You know, find it. So let's just find G7. We can do it from just counting up from D7. We're looking for G7 now. D7, up a whole step would be E7. A half step would be F7. And a whole step would be G7. So ring fingers on that 7th fret for a G7. So... And a great little move. I've got a lot of ideas now going. Anyway, I got to cut this off soon. But one other little thing from that D7, you have this. So if we were playing G7, it looks just like a C bar, you know, C major bar chord. In some ways, it could be thought of as a G sus and then a G7. But that complements really well with this. So you would have 3 little ideas. Then the next step would be to know it's there at your disposal and use it when you feel like it. And the more of these little devices you have, the more options you have, and the more creative you can get within the rhythm. So, all right, you guys, there was the lesson. Hope it helped you. Also, thanks for supporting Marty Music. You know, that first comment down there will go straight to a brand new acoustic blues course that I made. I appreciate you subscribing and sharing, liking, all that stuff, spreading the word on Marty Music. So thanks again, and hope to see you real soon. See you later.
Cost close to nothing.